ba 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 ba. Yeah. Put the output. Oh my God! Please stop. Nice.
Okay.
Episode 2.
We made it.
Yes. On the record.
The results were in, and everyone was very pleased with episode number 1.
That's right.
At least so you've told us.
That's right.
Who knows? There's going to be someone out there who's not excited, not happy about it. Yes, but
Big
overall,
success.
we felt as though people were pleased. This was you.
I think we did good.
I think we did all right.
I think we did
all right. I think we told the story the way it was meant to be told. And we're back for episode number 2 of On the Record. This week, we are discussing Storm002. 2, which includes 2 bands, Pet Symmetry and Florida's own Dikembe, on a split 7-inch record.
Beautiful.
2 songs.
2 bands.
2 songs that actually, you know what? Okay.
All right, what? What do you think? What do you think?
I'm thinking that this is one of my favorite Storm Chasers releases. It was right at the very beginning. I also agree, very, very boutiquey. We kept it in line. And for those of y'all who maybe didn't watch episode 1, start at episode 1.
That's right.
So you can get the origin story of Storm Chasers, as well as hearing about the band Kitty Hawk, which was Storm Chasers 001.
I'm already at 1 band. Evan has 0 bands.
I'm at 0 bands.
I'm at 1 band.
So Rick is going to be 2 bands now following this episode. And
Yes.
I'll be only at 1 band.
Isn't that it's so hard? It must be so hard for you.
Not being at
Just
enough
can't,
bands.
soon enough I'll fall behind, but it's okay. For right now, I'm going to bask in my glory.
I think it's important, if we're going to tell the story about this record, I think it's important that we tell the story of how Pet Symmetry began.
Yeah.
Because this song that's on this record, whoa, what could that be? Is that a Diet Coke I hear?
Yeah.
So what's important about this record is the song that is on this 7-inch,
That's right.
which it didn't come out first. The other one beat this one. Our other 7-inch beat this 7-inch.
Yeah.
But the song on this 7-inch is the very first song Pet Symmetry ever wrote.
That's true.
And it was recorded at literally the same time as the 2 songs about cars, which came out on Asian Man like shortly before this came out.
Yeah. And do they even know what Pet Symmetry is?
No, I don't know if they do.
They don't even know.
And just because they're here, just because they're fans of the label, or just because they stumbled onto this vlog.
They typed in 2 guys with glasses.
Yeah,
talking
how
at
to
me.
get 2 dudes who look the same talking about niche shit that only some people care about.
That's right.
That's on the record.
And that's how you get here.
That's how you're here.
And that's how you hear the rich history with Star Swipes. Do you like that?
I do. I
Very
hope it
nice.
wiped right there.
Yes.
I hope it wipes right here. Anyway, so Rick, I have my version of the story,
Oh, okay.
but
Yeah.
I want to hear your version of the story.
Pet Symmetry. Pet Symmetry is a band. We are 2 members. 2 members of the
2 out of 3.
Of the trio. Trios are good, right? There's Alkaline Trio. There's Blink-182. Famous trios. Green Day. Sometimes they have a hidden 4th member. We don't
know anything about that guy. You don't know anything about that guy.
Yeah.
Who's the other guy?
Who's
You don't
the
know.
guy?
You're fucking, I'm ready to give you $500. Tell me who the fucking 4th guy in Green Day is.
That's right. I know the
And you'd have to think about it. You might know the answer, but it'd be like,
That's
wait,
right.
what's the answer?
Isn't it like Jason White or something?
Isn't it like Jason? You just said you knew the answer.
I think it's Jason White. Now I doubt myself. I doubt myself because I was so sure. But
Where's Jason White from? Who's that guy?
I think he was in Pinhead Gunpowder.
Oh, that would make sense. Yeah.
And then they went, hey, can you hide behind some amps? And then they went, hey, can you guys just go on stage and get
stand
no
on stage with
recollection?
us.
And then they're like, hey, now we're going to say you're a member. But anyway, we didn't do that. We didn't do that. We didn't do that. But we came close. That's true. That's another story time. We came close.
Pet Sem has always toyed with the idea of becoming of being a 4-piece band.
right.
But I think whenever we get to a certain level, to a certain point, we realize that it's just better to keep it the 3 of us. It's a solid nucleus. We've
Don't mess with the ingredients that work, right?
honestly. So it's me, Rick,
Mm-hmm.
and our friend Marcus Nuccio.
Yes.
Marcus Nuccio also plays in Rap Boys. He's in What Gives. He's a band called The Please and Thank Yous. But Marcus,
100 bands.
was also in Dowsing at
Yes.
the time at which I'd asked Rick to start this band.
That's right. We were in the basement of Moving Castle. Oh wait, I'm so sorry.
No, I asked you at B. I think I asked you at B Kitchen, but it could have also been Strange Light.
There were we just kept it. You know what it was? This is so confusing because we just kept running into each other. You saw Dowsing.
I saw Dowsing at Strange Light.
At Strange Light,
and you guys were opening a show. I can't remember who it was for.
It was with the Please and Thank Yous.
Was it really?
Because I think Jeff Shot threw up in the back.
Jeff Shot threw up on stage.
He threw up in a bucket and kept playing. Remember that?
It's actually one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. Is the singer of the Please and Thank Yous, our friend Jeff Shot, playing songs and singing while also throwing up in a trash can at the same time.
Let's give that a round of applause.
Really,
that's incredible.
I've only ever seen 2 other bands do it, but Jeff was the first time I'd ever seen anybody do it, and I blew my mind. I was like, this is maybe one of the greatest things I've ever seen in terms of a performance.
Where some people would be like a very, it'd be like that. Nah, dude, this was full on.
Yeah, it was like, whoa, dude,
whoa.
Pretty proud of you. I couldn't do that. You're just fucking going for it. But so, I see Dowsing play in the Strange Light basement, and I remember thinking how remarkable it was. A band just doing. I shouldn't say just doing, but doing kind of like power poppy emo stuff. Like that wasn't really popular with our friends. We hadn't really had any other local bands kind of doing that. Similar to the stories we were telling with Kitty Hawk last week. It was like, whoa, like cool. This is on a new tip. This is on some stuff that like nobody else was really doing at the time. And I remember seeing, Eric singing and playing guitar in this band, and I remember talking to you about like, are you writing the tunes for this? And I was like, yeah, whatever. Sure. And being like, man, it'd be really cool. Like, we should talk about starting a band because I really wanted to be doing, Into It Over. It's always been like challenging and technical, but around that time, I was interested in taking it a little more, introspective and making it a little moodier, a little vibier, and was looking for an outlet to do kind of like just rock songs.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I think if, Rick's got the motivation, he's writing these tunes, like, and I mean, at the time you were Eric, you were not Rick yet.
I was not Rick.
You had not been fully formed to Rick yet.
We have not gotten to the chaos yet, no.
That is a later thing.
That's true.
But so, I was like, I think it'd be really cool to like write some tunes together. Like, Rick, what do you think? Or Eric, what do you think?
Yeah, it's fine.
And then you take it over from there. What did you think?
So this is what happened. So I think you're right. You came up to me. Kate was there. You were there. This is like even before Kitty Hawk, I think. I'm just meeting you all for the first
2012.
time. Yeah.
This was like
it might be 2011. It might even be earlier.
I don't think it was that old because we recorded pretty quickly. We started recording really quickly.
Well, because what I remember is we played the show. I forget all the bands that played, but we met that night, and then I actually ran into you again, and this is what I remember is that Moving Castle, the second one, I think. Or maybe
the one that was by Ronnie's. It was by
that one.
Yeah. It was in Logan Square.
First one. That's the first one.
That was Moving Castle 1.
So we were there.
They had at Moving Castle. Did you know that?
Oh no. Probably. So everyone at that time. But
no,
so I remember, not everybody, but
come on, I got a clean bed.
All right. But so we were at a show there. I think it was Sirs. The band Sirs was playing.
Oh, they were
and
so
you were
good.
there. Yeah, you were there, and I was there, and you were like, I don't know, like I was hanging out, just buy merch or whatever, because I just gravitate towards the
merch.
Eric
loves the merch.
I love merch, and
I've never met anyone in my entire life who loves merch as much as Eric loves
Honestly,
merch.
It could have been a Dowsing show too. We could have played the same show. I can't remember if we played with Sirs, but the point is that you were there. You came up to me and you went, "Hey, do you want to play an Into It Over It?" And I went, "No, I cannot play guitar like that."
I asked you to join Into It
yes,
Over.
You did.
Wow.
And then I was like, "How about these 3 people?" I like gave you just. I was like, "How about these other people?" And then you're like, "Okay, cool." And then you're like, but then you followed up with, "Well, hey, what about that other band? Why don't we start that band we talked about, the other time, which would have been at Strange Light?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." Like I don't know why I didn't take it seriously at that point, but I was like, "Sure, I'll write some songs." And then sure enough, I had a few songs, like probably the 3 songs we started
I kept chasing
with.
you, yeah. You had like 4 or 5 tunes.
Yeah.
When we showed up,
Yeah,
and it was the same as like Pet Sims. Literally, I will tell you this: the writing process for Pet Symmetry has never changed. It has remained the same all throughout the history of us being a band. Rick will have like 4 or 5 ideas for a song, and it'll be like, cool, here's like what I was thinking for the verse, and here's kind of what I'm thinking for the chorus, and here's like 2 other riffs that go with it. And that's it. And then Rick and I'll sit and, now we get together, we do it as a band with Marcus. But the first time, Rick and I just sat down and we're like, cool,
Narnia table.
Let's work on it. Yeah, we're sitting at Narnia, which if you were here during
time.
episode 1, now you know what Narnia is. And working on these tunes together. And I think there was like 4 or 5. One of them never saw the light of day.
I still have all the songs, and there were like 9.
9
Yeah, and not all, and they're
songs?
not good. Most of them are bad. But maybe one day maybe we'll revisit.
We should
that one day.
rehash
And
some of these
actually,
ideas.
We could make them better.
We
can
could
make 'em better.
now that there's context and history, you know, like we know how to write better a little bit, I think. But so, you know, we take 3 of them and we're like, hey, cool, here's 3 ideas,
This is
like
the
really good
starting
places
point.
to start.
Yeah, yeah.
And the very first one was the song that's on this record.
What's it called?
It's called Boldly Going Nowhere.
That's right. What a start to a band.
Like your first thing. So
This band is going places, you know.
Yeah, I
and
know. Uh,
you know what? I think we thought that maybe a little bit. We were like, "This is good." We're like,
I mean, we
"This is
didn't have a
fun."
name.
know.
We didn't
Yeah,
have the name.
know.
We didn't have the
Yeah.
band name at that point.
Yeah.
And I don't even think we had Marcus yet at that point. Did we?
I think that we were a package deal. I think it was kind of like you and Marcus, and I was like, okay. I think it was kind of a conversation where it's like, well, we need a drummer, and I was like, well, why not Marcus? And it was like,
all right.
you're right. Why not Marcus?
Why not
Right?
Marcus?
Like he'd be great, you know. Like, and you're like 3 guys, glasses
It was a
Great.
whole thing. It was.
That makes sense.
You could see the shtick
immediately.
right away.
Stuck
It's
right
like,
away.
"Oh, this is gonna be great.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
You know, so we
Don't mix the ingredients.
You and I get together. We work
Yeah.
on a couple tunes. Did you just send those to Marcus? Like, what did you do?
I think we met in the garage and
And
we
then just started
went-
hashing it
yeah.
out. Like,
And,
here's how the
we,
song goes.
We had like the Bone Collector, which is like the first Pet Sim, like my van. I bought this van. It was terrible. It was a lemon, but somehow it survived many few tours and then eventually blew up. But
How much money did you pay for the Bone Collector?
Maybe 3,000.
That's not a lemon. You got enough tours out of that. I think it made it worth it.
Yeah, we got I forget what kind. It was like a
You
Ford
also would
something.
cram so much fucking stuff into
Yeah,
the
we
Bone
did.
Collector.
We
There
did.
was like every
Yeah.
tour I'd ever hear about, you'd be like, yeah, we got like 11 people in there, and like
It was dangerous. Dangerous.
like,
Danger.
holy crap.
But I remember we would cram in there with the van and practice next to the van. Do you remember that? Like it was like there's a picture we'll find it and we'll put it on here. But it was like we're like in this tiny little area,
Just
and then this
squeezed in.
giant van is
Yeah,
next
like
to you,
like fucking taking up
And
one
it's
small
like-
corner of the base. It's probably the amount of space
Yeah.
we're sitting in currently.
and it's like
right
40
now.
degrees.
Oh
Because we're in a garage, and we're like it's cold. We're playing in a garage. What are we doing?
Yeah. So
That's how we wrote the songs.
I think we only practiced like
Well, yeah,
4 times or 3 times, and then immediately booked recording time.
That's true. But I think, you know, I bet you also part of it is like what we're missing, right? In this history is we both are on tour a lot. All of us are touring, we're gone. So it's like we might have written the songs and like maybe did some demos, but I bet you there was a chunk of time, maybe not a lot of time, but I think you're right. Like we did a practice and then we just immediately went to go record.
Yeah, there
which
wasn't
was the
much
most
time in between.
Terrifying experience for me.
Yeah,
But taught me a lot
Rick-
of lessons.
Rick
It taught me
was-
a lot of lessons.
Rick was afraid.
I was afraid.
Tell me. Okay, so we go.
Okay,
we
yeah.
write these songs.
Yep, we write the songs.
I didn't have any lyrics at the time.
Right.
So it was just the music. I remember that we knew that 2 songs we wanted to do on like our own 7-inch, but we wanted to make sure we had a split happening also, so that it all kind of come out together. So there'd be like, you know, a record of our own that we could promote, but also kind of being given a little bit of credibility by already doing something with a band that was established, which was Dikembe at that time, because they had already
That's right.
put out the Chicago Bulls EP and like maybe had started doing Broad Shoulders,
Yeah, or it was going to come
or
out
like Broad
soon.
Shoulders had come
Yeah.
out. And I think this song is from like the Dikembe song on this, which is called Keys to the Jeep, which you know,
It's not
I
on
feel like
anything else.
I feel like every time I say
Yeah.
Keys to the Jeep, a Jeep needs to drive by the screen. Can we do that? Keys to the Jeep.
Keys to the Jeep.
Keys to the Jeep.
Keys to the Jeep.
It's
And-
4 vans.
and
or,
this-
or Jeeps.
I actually, you know, I mistakenly thought something about this song by them where I thought it was on multiple releases, but it's actually only
on this.
And it's not on Spotify. It's only on Bandcamp. So if you want
Yeah.
it, you can get it on Bandcamp. Give Dikembe your money. And like, whereas our song is on Runway Looks. So
yeah,
like,
which
is
also
later.
you
We'll get
couldn't
there.
you couldn't find this song anywhere
Forever.
else either. We
Yeah.
didn't have it anywhere that you could download it. It was kind of like a similar to the,
If you knew,
the
you knew.
idea of the label. It's like if you're in
Yeah.
the club, you know the song, and if not, then what was also crazy is we would play that song at
all the time.
every show.
Yeah, and people will be like, "I love that song."
Yeah,
it's like, where
do I
is
find
it?
it? I don't know. I'd help
I
you
don't know.
with
It's out of print. We don't know. But yeah, no. And man, what else about that?
let's look at some info.
there's a different song they had that was on 2 releases. That's why I got confused. I thought that this one was, but it wasn't, which is great. Thank you for the exclusive song.
So we began recording on August 17th, 2012.
Okay.
So midsummer. It's right around. It's a little bit after your birthday.
It's a little bit after my birthday.
It's a little bit before my birthday.
Before your birthday. Yeah.
Then we finished it, which means because I take so long to write vocals.
Oh my God, we finished it next May, right?
No, we finished it in November.
Oh, never mind.
So like a couple months later,
yeah.
and then
it came out and
it was mixed and mastered in December, and then we sent it to press. I think we had to wait for the Dikembe song a little bit. So the 2 Cars 7-inch, which Asian Man Records did, came out first.
Right.
Even though they were all the songs were done at the same time. And then this came out shortly after that, like maybe June or July, because we had this in time for our first tour.
Right, with Sundials. Yep, and Empire.
Which was a summer tour.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
And we have posters for that. I'll see if I can take a
I have
photo
one.
of the art, which is a stack of glasses just piled up on top of each other.
By Ben Sears.
Ben Sears, who did the
talked
label
about last
logo.
time.
So we're all, this is all, you're getting the whole fucking thing here.
Yeah, you get it. It's very entwined, right?
So this song was about me having a night in Stockholm, Sweden.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
And it was about a friend of mine who I reference in this song. I don't use their real name, but I reference them as Allie in the song. And they were feeling, they were there for school or for work. They were in Stockholm, and they weren't sure if they liked it. They weren't sure if they were feeling excited about it. And meanwhile, I'm in Stockholm, and I'm visiting, and I'm touring, and I'm hanging out with them, and I'm kind of feeling like, how are you not loving this place? Like, it's just incredible here.
Oh my God, it's so
we had this
awesome
really
there.
fun night, and we like made some friends at the show, and then we all went out. We were drinking, and this friend of mine who I met there. But then I recently saw him again. I'm not going to name him here on the show, but he moved to Japan. He's in Japan now, and he took us out to his office at night, and we got to like go up on the roof of his office and just overlook Stockholm. And that's what the lyric is. Like, Stockholm, you're like a kaleidoscope, you're flickering on and off, and it's like just us looking out over the horizon of Stockholm, and while also kind of subsequently at the same time talking to Allie about how she's not sure if this is like where she's supposed to be, if she's supposed to be enjoying this place, if she's making the right decisions in life. Meanwhile, I'm feeling like the fact that I'm here means I've made every right decision. And like just that kind of dichotomy, and you know, hoping that Allie would find her way there, and eventually she did.
That's good. That is nice. Yeah,
But that was what our song was about. And Keys to the Jeep, you know, let's read. I'm going to read the lyrics to Keys to the Jeep, which is the Dikembe song here. Did you notice 2 more Jeeps drive by in that time?
Yes.
Well, let's see if we can. I'm going to read you these lyrics. You tell me what you think this song is about.
I don't even remember what it sounds like.
And then I'll call Steven and ask. Steven is the singer of Dikembe. Steven Gray.
We're gonna get Steven on the line to give us.
I'm gonna get Steven on the line and be like, tell me what this song's about.
Yeah,
and let's see what he says.
I agree with that.
But I'm gonna read you these Dikembe lyrics right now, and
Yes.
then you tell me what you think the song is. Because there's not many of them. Are you ready?
Yes.
We were born to resist anything without an exit. I keep your hands to myself. I keep your head in good health. I get lost in my own eyelids. Stay defrosted until next winter. It's unclear why we stay here, so just leave it. I'm leaving. Without room to shout, they'll end up with their eyes closed, fists out.
Yeah, that's definitely about a Jeep.
You think that's about driving?
I think it's about, you're getting rid of the Jeep. I think it's probably his first car when he's in high school, and that thing just breaks.
What was your first car?
My first car was a Plymouth Neon. It was purple.
What would you name it?
I think I called it like the Purple People Eater or something.
That's good.
I can't remember. I honestly, who knows?
Yeah.
I loved the Neon. Not a Dodge Neon, a Plymouth Neon.
What's the difference?
Nothing really. Maybe the parts, but and then I had an Isuzu Trooper, which was beautiful. I loved the Isuzu Trooper.
The Isuzu Trooper is an awesome car.
Yeah.
I didn't know you drove one of those around.
Keys to the
Isuzu
Trooper. Yeah, keys to the Trooper. Right. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, like that's interesting. Yeah, those lyrics are really nice, and I can't wait to see what
Steven has
says.
to say.
Let's hear what Steven has to say now.
So I remember that Evan called me when it was my first year teaching. So like I was at work pretty late, and I remember like pacing around the classroom, and he just asked like, "Hey, we're doing our own label now. Do you want to put out a split on it?" And I don't know, it was one of those things where I was really excited, but also extremely nervous because it was like, oh shit, like we're going to have to shift gears into like, being a good band. Because at this point, a lot of the time we spent was just kind of hanging out and goofing off and playing cool riffs. And that's why like none of the old Dikembe songs, including this one, really have like repeated parts ever, because we would just jam parts that we really liked and then figure out like which ones could fit together into a song, and we would put it together. I would figure out what to sing over it. And so Keys to the Jeep really kind of does sound like that era of Dikembe, because when I listen to it now, there are so many different songs that could be born from this. Like, this sounds like a jam session. And the lyrics too. The lyrics are very much in that young and rebellious phase of like, don't tell me what to do. I'm good. I got this. And I think that there's no like narrative in the lyrics. It's literally just me sort of scrambling and collecting my thoughts and just tossing them on there. And I like listening to this song. I think it's fun. Maybe we'll like revisit it and rewrite it or something, because you can do that in the digital age now. So.
And we're back. Interesting. Well, we will probably find out in post what he said, but that's fine. We don't know what he said.
Actually,
Let's
you know
go
what?
back to us.
Well, real quick, this is good. I think we're at a good time now. Also, to play like a little clip of that Dikembe song. Steven just told you what it's all about. Let's play you like 30 seconds of Keys to the Jeep by Dikembe. Can we kick that off? Keys to the Jeep. Keys to the Jeep. Keys to the Jeep.
And we're back. That was Keys to the Jeep. I forgot how that song sounded.
Well, what do you think of it now?
I don't know. I'll find out in post. We're gonna find out in post, and I'm probably gonna still love it from when we did it originally. But it was really cool that they did this with us, and
I know, and it really helped.
They're good dudes.
It really helped Pet Sim. Like we, as a band that was just kind of getting started, I think we had a little bit of provenance going into it with Dowsing and Into It Over It, but like it was helpful to have a couple opportunities right off the bat to really like get some momentum going for the band, and the fact that like Dikembe was down to do a thing with us without ever really having heard the band at all. And then for Asian Man to be down to do a 7-inch for us without really having heard anything either, we were really, really fortunate to like kind of get a head start.
True homies.
But so,
Legends.
you know, we wrote these songs. I think even we started recording, we didn't even have a name.
No.
And
that's right. How did we get the name? Let's go into that fun little lore.
this is one of my so the name
It was
of
called
the band,
Twitter.
Yeah, no. It was Facebook. It was Facebook. This is Facebook.
Never mind. It's called boomer.com, Facebook.
So I'm trying to think of a name for Pet Symmetry. And I'm not having any ideas. And I'm you know, stuff that we floated, we're kind of talking about. It's not really clicking. It's not really jiving. We hadn't really had the name that was like the one.
I have no idea if we even threw names at each other. I think we were just like,
It'll happen. You know, like we'll find a name, you know. But so my buddy Chris Farron, our buddy Chris Farron.
Yes.
Actually, in fact, everybody's buddy.
Everyone's.
Chris Farron.
You all know him.
You all know
You
him.
all love him.
He was there was a post on Facebook where Frank Turner was looking for someone to name his new band.
It's like a hardcore band, right? This
His
is
hardcore band.
Hardcore band.
Yeah. So he was looking for names for his hardcore band. And so Chris Farron hits in the comments of his post on Facebook with this laundry list of bands. It's just like boom, 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 boom. And all of them are far too silly to be the names of a hardcore band. It was like totally a joke, you know. But so Pet Symmetry was on that list. And I saw that name and was like, it may not work for Frank, but it's the perfect name for what we're brewing over here.
Incredible name.
And so I text Chris and I'm like, hey man, you know, are you going to use this name? Is this for any reason something you would want? If you aren't going to use it, may we use this name? And Chris at first was like, well, I might be using it for something of mine. Like, hang on, let me think about it. And a couple days later, he hits me back up and says that we can use the name under the stipulation that he is always thanked in every record that we do for naming the band.
So this is a big thank you to Chris Farron.
A big thank you to Chris.
Thank you, Chris Farron.
We have in fact done that. We have thanked Chris in every single Pet Symmetry record, and not only thanked him, but also put him on the cover of one of them. He's on the cover of the full length, which came out after this.
That's right.
And you know, Chris has read poetry for us as we've walked out on stage.
Done many nice things for us.
Yeah, he's really, really taken care of the Sim over the years, and we've shown our gratitude through everything we've done, and we're always happy to tell the story that he was the one who, in fact, named the band.
We're not Pet Cemetery.
We're not Pet Cemetery.
And that's okay.
We're Pet Symmetry.
That's right. But now you can see.
What's the bottom of the truth?
Well, sometimes that is better.
Where that came from.
Totally.
Yeah.
But so that also plays into the art.
It
So like
does. It plays
the
into the
first
art.
two records we ever did, we were kind of on the tip. I was on the tip anyway of like, we should probably always try to include something animal related in everything that we do. And we knew that the Cars 7-inch was going to have the dog on the front.
Rover, right?
Rover, which was Ramsey Byers' dog, is on the original 7-inch. But the second record that we were going to be doing at the same time, I thought it would be good to have a cat on the cover. So meow. This is Egon on the cover of this record. This is the cat that was owned by my friend Jess, or friend and roommate at the time, Jess. And Egon was her cat. Egon was a handful, an awesome cat, really, really great cat. And you know, he'd like to play in the snow. He was very curious. He was a little feisty, which I always really like. He liked climbing on people. We really loved Egon. Kate and I were big fans of Egon. But Kate shot this photo.
Oh, okay.
And this was on our fridge for many, many years. But I always thought that would be the picture for the other 7-inch when we saw it.
Egon is such a good name, too.
I know. Named after the, not after Egon Schaal, but after Egon from the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's
But
good.
so yeah, we kind of like threw the art together for this pretty quickly. So the handwriting is mine. The cat was the photo Kate shot. The paper bag was something crumpled up at Narnia and then scanned.
That's right.
And then we tossed it together really, really quickly in Marcus's old room at Narnia.
Yes.
And then the
Not
insert.
far off from what we do now.
No, it was very slapdash. But yeah, so then this was
came
pressed,
together really
This was
well.
pressed at Gotta Groove. And
Yeah,
something
yeah.
a little known fact about this record
What's that?
is that I'd actually repressed it. But the records that got repressed got stolen from my porch.
Someone's really unhappy about
Somebody yanked a box of about 250 7-inches that had no jackets because we had the jackets already. So they just grabbed loose 7-inches and stole them. And so I paid for 250 records to get made that never got sold or saw the light of day.
Yeah. Wow. And I remember when we pressed this too, there was 3 variants, right? Am I correct with that?
You are correct with that.
I think there was black. Then there was like a half is like a cream and a black, like split down the middle.
And then cream.
And then cream. Okay. Yeah.
So I did clear. Was the other color that I pressed.
Oh,
and
clear.
somebody fucking stole them.
Well, I hope that person's happy. I hope they have.
I bet they just wound up in a fucking
Yeah,
dumpster
they did,
somewhere.
They did.
And
100%.
because if it were me and I opened that box and saw that in it, I'd be like, what the hell am I going to do with this?
Melt them.
Yeah, just throw them away.
Make a Etsy store where I make little bowls.
There's a landfill somewhere with 250 Pet Sim Dikembe records.
If you find them,
They're yours.
they're yours. Yeah, we don't want them. We don't want them. That'd be cool though. You can hawk them.
Yeah, right?
It's fine. We understand. If you're in a landfill, we have lots of questions for you, so it's fine. Yeah, but no, I remember fondly, and a lot of people have told us over the years that they really like this song too by us, and like,
Yeah.
you know, I know there's people on the Patreon. You know, big shout out to the Patreon. I guess it's as good of a moment as ever, right?
Thank you so much for first of all,
Yeah.
for telling us how much you liked episode 1 of this vlog podcast thing.
That's
and
right.
allowing us to, give us the inspo to keep doing it. As you see, we've already taken care of our space here. We've added art and things and decor, and we're going to. This is all going to evolve.
Yeah, I think it's
we're
gonna
going to keep
change.
going. We're going to keep adding and tweaking and.
We're
there's
hands-free.
reoccurring bits. Yeah, I don't have to hold the microphone anymore. Check that out.
Isn't that crazy?
You
These
know?
are upgrades, and it's because of you that we can do these upgrades.
Yeah,
we push us to be better.
So if you are a Patreon member, thank you. And if you're not, you can sign up at patreon.com/Storm Chasers LTD.
You can like and subscribe.
You could like and subscribe.
And
you
in
can keep
the-
checking back in
Yeah.
on future episodes. We may have actually said everything there is to say about this record already.
Maybe.
Is there more?
I mean, I think we talked. It's on Runway Look. So another reason why we don't need these landfill records. Like these records are still in circulation.
Yeah.
They're on the internet. They're on Spotify.
You could find it used
Yeah.
for like probably $5 somewhere. If this, don't pay more than $5 for this thing.
Yeah, please
But,
don't. Don't do that.
But if you find one, hell yeah, awesome. The Dikembe song kicks ass, and we should probably play a little bit of Boldly Going, or we could send you off with Boldly Going Nowhere.
We should play Boldly Going Nowhere.
I think it's about that time that Boldly Going Nowhere gets played, because we already heard Keys to the Beat.
Vroom. Whoosh. Vroom.
Whoosh.
Vroom.
See you next time.
Rotate the